Does it ever feel like you're making progress towards your goals one moment, only to feel stuck and stagnant the next? It's important not to be discouraged by what you can't see, because goal attainment is not always a linear process. There are many factors at play behind the scenes that we may not be aware of. Our perception of progress can be influenced by our own expectations and investment in the outcome. Darren Hardy, author of The Compound Effect, suggests that if you're not making the progress you desire, it may be because your goals are not clearly defined. Success is often like an iceberg, with unseen factors and years of hard work contributing to the final outcome. Overnight success stories are often the result of years of dedication and effort. Opportunities present themselves to those who have been consistently working towards their goals. In today's society, there is a pressure to achieve success quickly. We idolize those who become millionaires overnight or gain instant fame. However, what most people fail to realize is that these individuals have been working behind the scenes for years, honing their skills and staying committed to their craft. Success comes to those who hustle, not those who rely solely on talent or privilege. It's important to remember that progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. Let go of the belief that you're too old or not talented enough. Many successful people have achieved great things despite these perceived limitations. Success is not something you chase after, it's something you attract by becoming the best version of yourself. Sometimes, goals require a longer incubation period. You may need to develop certain skills or abilities before you can reach your desired outcome. Rushing the process can lead to short-lived success. Take your time, be patient, and focus on developing the key proficiencies that will set you up for sustainable success. There's a story about the Chinese bamboo tree that exemplifies this concept. The tree shows no visible growth for 4 years, but with consistent nurturing and care, it experiences rapid growth in the 5th year. It's not the big actions that add up in the end, but the countless small actions that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. I have a personal example of this accumulation effect in my own life. For the past decade, I have been doing pull-ups every day. It started as a challenge to myself to increase my repetitions, and it has become a daily ritual. Even though I am not particularly muscular or exceptionally strong, the act of consistently doing pull-ups has created a sense of accomplishment and progress in my life. It's the habit and the daily action that truly matter in the long run. Retired United States Navy Admiral William H. McRaven emphasizes the importance of starting each day with a task completed. Slow progress builds mental resilience and personal growth. We must cultivate the mindset necessary for the long game. It's not about sprinting to the finish line. It's about endurance and sustainability. The ability to adapt and stay committed is key. Persistence pays off, regardless of how long the race may be. Cadel Evans, the 2011 Tour de France winner, spent 20 years dedicated to his goal, experiencing near misses along the way. Consistency of effort over the long run is what sets champions apart. Stamina, grit, resiliency, mental strength, and perseverance are the qualities of successful leaders. Don't let the time it takes to achieve your goals discourage you. Don't judge your progress solely based on external circumstances. Focus on your personal growth and inner resources, and consistently chip away at your goals. Success will come when the time is right, not because you deserve it, but because you have pursued it relentlessly. In conclusion, remember that progress is not always linear, and success takes time. Don't be discouraged by slow progress, as it is still progress. Develop the right mindset, stay committed, and focus on continuous improvement. When the time is right, success will be within your grasp. Keep pushing forward and never lose sight of your goals. Thank you for watching. And if you found this video valuable, consider giving a tip proportional to the value received. The link can be found in the description. In today's fast-paced digital world, we have lost sight of one of the key ingredients to success: patience. Patience is the recognition that greatness takes time and requires perseverance in the face of difficulties. However, the digital age has attacked patience on 2 fronts. Firstly, society promotes the myth of overnight success. We are constantly bombarded with stories of companies, individuals, and artists who seemingly achieve overnight success. We hear about the 21-year-old billionaire or the teenager who becomes an international star in a matter of weeks. What we don't hear about are the years of hard work, practice, and dedication that went into their accomplishments. We overlook the patience and persistence that led to their success. As a result, we become impatient with our own progress and struggle to find answers because we expect instant results. Secondly, our constant interaction with digital devices is rewiring our brains and decreasing our attention spans. The average An adult spends over 2.5 hours per day on social media and taps their phone over 2,600 times daily. This constant distraction and busyness not only waste our time but also changes the chemical makeup of our brains. We have become accustomed to short bursts of focus and switching tasks regularly, making it difficult to commit to a single goal and pursue it with patience and persistence. With the erosion of patience, we have lost much of humanity's potential to create great works of art, write timeless novels, and build world-changing companies. Tolstoy's masterpiece War and Peace took him 68 years to conceive, develop, and write. He understood the value of patience and the time it takes to develop ideas and refine them through multiple drafts. Despite the uncertainty and risk of dedicating nearly a decade to a project, Tolstoy's patience paid off, and War and Peace is regarded as one of the greatest novels of all time. Tolstoy's example teaches us that patience is essential for anyone pursuing their goals in life. Whether it's creating art, advancing in your career, building relationships, or starting a business, we must let go of the notion that patience is outdated. The best ideas, breakthroughs, and masterpieces all require time, effort, and evolution. So when faced with important decisions or opportunities, learn to bide your time and embrace patience. In conclusion, in this digital age, we have forgotten the importance of patience. The myth of overnight success and our constant interaction with digital devices have eroded our ability to remain patient and persistent. However, the lessons from great thinkers like Tolstoy remind us that patience is a timeless virtue. If we want to create meaningful and lasting work, we must let go of our impatience and understand that greatness takes time. So bide your time, be patient, and allow your ideas, dreams, and goals to evolve and develop. I know plenty of highly intelligent people. Some of them can recite classic literature. Others will surprise you with their knowledge of current events. Many of them offer amazing advice, and yet most of them still struggle to make a dent in the world. Why is that? Why do they fail to get their careers and businesses off the ground? Part of the answer lies in our definition of intelligence. We've grown accustomed to defining intelligence as a combination of high IQ and high EQ. These are mostly inborn characteristics, which is convenient for us since we can blame our lack of success on bad luck. Although there is some truth to that. Research is piling up telling us that IQ is a reasonable predictor of financial success. However, as you very well know from your own life, that is not the entire truth, as there are plenty of high IQ individuals who live modest lives and plenty of wealthy people who aren't geniuses. Recently, I've come across a video where a young Steve Jobs explains a key characteristic of what he considers to be a smart person. I expected to hear something along the lines of thinking out of the box and unflinching dedication. Instead, I discovered one of the most profound pieces of advice I've ever heard. A lot of what it means to be smart is the ability to zoom out, like you're in a city, and you could look at the whole thing from the 80th floor down at the city. And while other people are trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B, reading these stupid TLE maps, you could just see it in front of you. You can see the whole thing. Jobs masterfully notes that smart people often make connections that seem obvious to them, but perplexing to others, simply because they have developed the skill of zooming out to get a better view of the big picture. This of course sounds great, and we can all agree that in order to change the world, you need to clearly see the world. But how do you do that? How do you increase your intelligence to become what Jobs considers to be a smart person? According to the visionary, it's all about having unique life experiences. You have to not have the same bag of experiences as everyone else does, or else you're gonna make the same connections and you won't be innovative. You might want to think about going to Paris and being a poet for a few years. Or you might want to go to a third world country. I'd highly advise that. Falling in love with two people at once. Walt Disney took LSD, do you know that? Makes sense. A 2015 study has concluded that openness to experience was the best predictor for job performance in situations requiring creativity, which is every entrepreneur's bread and butter. It's also safe to say that any significant career step up will require a decisive, innovative move. The study also found that extroversion played a key role in contexts involving social interactions, which is hardly a surprise, but a healthy reminder nonetheless. These findings tie in nicely with what Jobs said: people who are open to experience and extroverted will seek out the most interesting non-standard situations in life and gain invaluable perspectives as a result. Jobs' idea also helps explain why so many successful entrepreneurs are avid readers. Divyank Turakaya, a 35-year-old Indian tech billionaire, has once said that since the age of 15 he has read for 800 hours a year, every year. Tobias Lutke, Shopify's billionaire founder, was described by Tim Ferriss as one of the most aggressive readers had ever met. It's probably not the information itself that these leaders value about books, but rather how they change their perspective. On Ferriss' podcast, Lutke went in-depth about the books that changed his life, carefully describing each one of them. Books are the easiest way for introverts to gather unique insights that shape their own worldview. They expand your mental horizons, so it makes sense that someone who's read 100 classic business books can spot a rising trend or a missed opportunity before anyone else. As with most great pieces of advice, this idea by Steve Jobs prompted a damn he's right moment in my head. Some time ago, I did an exercise where I tried to recall the key turning points in my life. After a while, I realized that it was never a genius idea or an amazing realization that shaped my path, but people. I'd meet someone. I'd have my core assumptions challenged. We'd do something together that I'd never think of doing on my own. In the end, I'd be left with experiences and lessons and I never would have been able to get just by my own intellectual effort. Jobs himself was highly inspired by Buddhism, which he explored in his college years. The Zen philosophy's keywords simplicity, empathy, and mindfulness are not at all alien to Apple's products. It's not necessary to travel or take LSD to gather interesting experiences and form a value-adding perspective of the world. Your vehicle of choice could be reading or devouring online courses. Mine is meeting really interesting people and then getting to the bottom of who they are. But the rule of thumb is clear: if you want to be truly smart in today's professional world, you have to gather experiences that few others in your tribe have. That's how you learn to see things in a way that might be called visionary.